get critical. This moment is pivotal. Here to feed the streets, they say my influence umbilical. We gon' make it grimy, never get behind me. Told you I'm the best, I done said it with my chest. So for real, nobody try me.
Down in the new town, I already feel that it's time for me. I'm getting looked up, down with these big frowns. They already gone by the size of me. I don't really give a fuck.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. Coming up, a rematch of last year's AFC Divisional Round matchup, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Two one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. Jerick McKinnon to take it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Open on the left side, this is Valdes-Scantling. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So that as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right, you're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Now Mahomes throwing on second down. A dump down to McKinnon. Short completion, just 4 yards. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
You look at this Jaguar defense.
This unit, they're hoping to improve against the pass because right now, Charles, number 27 in the NFL.
And even though that's not the greatest ranking in the world, one thing you can say, they get after the quarterback. They're in the top 10 in the league in sacks.
They'll try for the first with Pacheco. And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Mahomes now to throw. Dancing to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
Offense is moving it a little bit, have them back on their heels, but they're on a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Second and 10. They run it with Pacheco from the gun.
And he is close to a first down as he's tackled at the Jaguars' 29. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. They'll roll him out right.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That's a great example right there to remind everyone of what a weapon he can be as a mobile quarterback, Charles. Nice play to escape the pocket and get his offense into the red zone with a first down.
And defensive coaches losing their mind on that play because they knew about his mobility coming in, and they preached all week long. If he gets outside the pocket, find receivers in your area and cover them. Otherwise, plays like that will continue to result.
And that's caught. It's Kelce. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelce, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Chiefs are on the board first here this afternoon.
Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
Hey, they can talk all they want about putting a loss behind them. I think that drive there did more than any conversation they had, don't you think?
That's exactly right. Puts that to bed, and this is what they said all week long. A lot of things they needed to do differently. Whatever they said appears to have worked. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A man coming off an 1,100-yard campaign last year. Here's Travis Etienne. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
On first down, Lawrence. A short throw there to Strange.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
The Jaguars had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
On 2nd down, a run with Etienne.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
You talk about this Chiefs defense.
They've certainly had their struggles against the run. At the 30th ranked unit out of 32 teams in the NFL.
And in order to improve their ranking and play the kind of game that they want, they've got to continue to make plays like the one we just saw there. Because if you stop these teams a few times along the way, maybe some frustration kicks in. And all of a sudden, not only does your ranking improve, but your game performance does as well.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
What a first quarter he's been putting together. He scored the touchdown earlier, and he's in phase right out of the gate. Right now, he's playing with such confidence, he doesn't believe that they have an answer for him no matter what they do on defense. And here's another big play to prove his point.
Mahomes now on first down. A dump down to McKinnon.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and 1. Here's Pacheco headed right.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A man who re-signed with the Chiefs back in May. Here's Jerick McKinnon. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 8. 43, 43, Jaguars 30-yard line. 43, 43.
Mahomes going to throw. Escaping the pressure right. That ball is caught. Marquez Valdes-Scantling. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Marquez Valdes-Scantling. 30 yards. And the Chiefs lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. So after the disappointment in the opening week loss, Charles, this looks like really a completely different football team.
They sure do, and I think they realize we can't start 0-2, and they're determined to not let it happen by the looks of things here in the early going.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that'll make the score 14-0.
14. Jaguars nothing.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
I got him.
Here's Lawrence. Flush to his right. Oh, poor decision there, and it's going to be intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
44 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
A good run there off right tackle. In an old school NFL football, the right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Now Patrick going to change the play. They go play action. Now Mahomes. Over the middle. That's hauled in by Toney. Touchdown! Kadarius Toney. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball, or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Taken at the goal line.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
11, Agate. Take right open. Hey, kill.
On 2nd down, Lawrence. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. They'll try and set up the screen to ETN. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Here we go.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
All right, let's go.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. Here's Lawrence to throw. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones.
I got him.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first.
That's a gain of 8.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Trevor Lawrence keeping it himself from 8 yards out. And the Jaguars are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Out of the end zone comes McKinnon. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
2nd down, McKinnon. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he'll get this out to about the 40. 51 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Mahomes to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Throwing now is Mahomes. A first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Let's go, 52.
On play action, Lawrence sliding out of the pocket. Man open, here is Jones. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Etienne not going anywhere. He'll lose a couple back to the 6. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
The Chiefs' 6-yard line.
Second and goal from the 6 this time. Lawrence now off the bootleg. Rolling to his right. His pass caught at the 4. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Guys, man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Travis Etienne from 3 yards out. And the Jaguars get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point from McManus is good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Out of the end zone comes McKinnon. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Final shot before the half from Mahomes. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. That's
That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well.
And looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. Mike Edwards picks it off.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick six.
I think that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate. Those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And ETN going to have a Jags first down as he'll get this up to the 45-yard line. Now Lawrence on first down.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time.
Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Chiefs will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
27 on the play. First down, Chiefs.
On first down, Mahomes.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Rayshawn Jenkins picks it off.
And the Jags are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up first and 10
at their own 24. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Go, let's go.
Now Lawrence.
He'll buy some time right.
Lawrence hit and the ball is free.
And this will get out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. So fortunately, they're able to hold on to the possession.
Second time he's fumbled in this game. Fortunate for him, this one goes out of bounds.
And the key for him now is how much equity have you built up with your coaching staff? How much equity have you built up with your team to continue to get opportunities? Fortunate that one went out of bounds, saved him from a turnover.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Good, clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get him off the field with a 3-and-out.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
This is taken at the 15. A good return there, 17 yards. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
From the 35, here's 2nd down and 7.
Now here's Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the grab.
Look at the big man rumble.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Travis Kelsey, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Chiefs have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
At the 29-yard line.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
ETN once more.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
On 3rd down, Lawrence.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked up by Nick Bolton.
A great pick, nice return, but you know he's just beating himself up inside for not getting all the way in.
No doubt about it, because he had visions of end zone in his mind, going to be the total hero. But we did see there the emphasis on it's not just good enough to pick it off anymore. Bring it back.
And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Isaiah Pacheco, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. So, Charles, the bad taste from that opening week loss, that's just a memory now. This has been a very strong performance as they score once again.
Yeah, I know it's only week 2, but you're exactly right, because this team felt like they let one get away in the opener. And not only were they determined to not let the same thing happen here, they knew that they had to correct a bunch of things. So everything went wrong in game 1. They took care of business with it in game 2.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it's 3rd and 4 now.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the gun, it's Lawrence.
Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what. Throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that. Charles's defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down. We often give credit to the O-line there. Two tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Jaguars 14.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Straight ahead they go with McKinnon. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. They're going to hurry back to the line now. On 1st down, McKinnon again. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 11 more on that one and another 1st down. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. They run once more with McKinnon. He'll be taken down well behind the line, and I think he might have just given those 4 yards right back. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Chris Jones that time coming in with a tackle behind the line.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Straight ahead, Etienne. And a lane slow materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Caught on the right side by Jones. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, 1st down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Hey, go, go.
Here's 2nd and 10. Lawrence, now this is ETN on the draw.
Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Like a freight train there, Derek Nottie with a sack.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailed by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Looking downfield for Jones. And that is incomplete. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. Being just short of midfield, they decide to take a crack at it on 4th down. They don't come through.
Sometimes it's just showing confidence in your defense. You know that they're good, and they'll take care of you. A lot of coaches during the week will announce to their team, we're going to be aggressive, guys. We're going to go for it. Hey, defense, you got me? A little bit of a challenge to them to see if they'll pick up the rest of the team.
We'll see how they respond now. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, they will run with McKinnon. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning.
Now a 2nd and 10.
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Pacheco gets it up the gut.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone. I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass. Let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground. And he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Butker on for the PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This taken in at the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out.
And now the ball's out, fumble near midfield, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And some room to roam now. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown.
This has just really been a solid second half from them, CD, as they add another touchdown to the lead and they start to pull away in what was once a close ball game.
Yeah, they actually put the Jets on in this one, didn't they? Put a little cherry on top with that touchdown. Now we just got to play out this final minute, and they'll get a chance to celebrate a very hard-earned victory.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Let's go.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Rip, 23.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, kill.
On 1st down, right back to Etienne.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
It certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Chiefs, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.